This project being an old character villa, there was definitely always a balance of trying to keep a lot of the heritage look and obviously bringing a lot of modern features into it that you want in a renovation. But then there's a lot of heritage kept in all the old trims and colonial woodwork. What would have put us forward for a project like this is not only the good reviews themselves, but the content that was in the reviews. So it portrayed what we really want to push, which is that image that we really want to do a genuinely good job for someone, and we have their interests all the time at the forefront. When you're leaving part of the house, you've obviously got to tie in with the old. Where you're extending onto the back of it, you're trying to make those two match. On a project of this scale and a renovation extension detail, I think it's execution of quality. There's a lot of detailing around the trims, the colonial features. There's a lot of planning you can do in an old place like this, but then there's also a lot that the old place is just going to make you do and create its own sort of journey in the same respect. The roof line on this one was really difficult to work with because the old house was built the way it was, and then it was sitting here for a long period of time. You know, it moves and settles and it forms its own shape over time. And then you're trying to put this new roof line and tie it all in. That was a very, very difficult challenge of this job that we took on board and ended up with a lovely result. So I was very impressed with the guys, their ability to think outside the box and come up with good solutions for stuff that was finding a happy medium, I think, to balance between the new and the old. The highlights of the job are definitely the trim. I mean, it's the finishing work and the carpentry for us. I've always loved the woodwork in building, and a lot in the building industry. We work across a wide range of different products, so we don't always get to work on the timber work and the fine finishing work, but when we do, it's a bit of a treat. There was definitely a lot of communication involved through this project, keeping regular updates on what was going on, what we'd find. With an existing house, you kind of have to do that. Give them the opportunity and the knowledge to make the decisions that best suit them moving forward. As much as we're pulling a house apart and it's very much a building site for a long period of time, it's still someone's home. They're going to come to site, they're going to see it, and they are a part of the full process. So we've got to be respectful of that process as well. A lot of people in the industry, I think, unfortunately rely on those finishing subcontractors to kind of make good their work, and I believe it's not how we want to operate. We very much take an approach like it's not up to the painter or the plasterer to make good what we've done. You know, we'll leave it looking spot on. Everyone kind of has a bit more care about who's got to come next and the preparation involved, and making their job a bit easier, and it's going to feed a lot better finish at the end.